Taurus, my name is Luciani. I'll be doing a mid-month reading for you for the month of March 2019. Guys, thank you so much for coming to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a healing space for you. And if you are returning, welcome back. If you haven't done so already, please click subscribe. It's love energy here that I'm pulling for the mid-March through March 15th to March 31st or 30th. I don't know. This is for your Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. If you have your Venus in Taurus, or your Taurus in Venus rather, and if your seventh house is in Venus. If you don't know those placements in your natal chart, I have a link below. It's called Cafe Astrology. You can just click the link below and find your messages there. Okay. So let's get right into it. This is for my single Tauruses, committed Tauruses, and those who are dating. So spirit guides, thank you for coming into our spirit. Please show me Taurus's messages for mid-March 2019. So show me Taurus's. And we have one more messages for Taurus first. March 2019. Tauruses. One more messages for Tauruses. Spirit guides. All right. So the first one we had is deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Next one is healing family issues. Your love life will benefit as you forgive your parents. And the last one we have is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So I see a couple of messages here, so bear with me as I read them. Those who are single, you guys probably had a lot of things that really deceived you in the past, and it had maybe had a lot to do with anything that was oriented from childhood trauma from our parents, things that we wasn't supposed to see as children, and they're playing out on the passions in your life. Okay, and it's causing you to not be truly available for the passions that you do have. Okay, because that has to be healed first. You can't really fully give yourself into the things that you really want to aspire to be, or whomever, if it is in career, if it's in relationships. You have this passion about you, but it's this false mask that needs to be healed through family traumas that, the things that just weren't normal seeing growing up, just the things that we still unconsciously carry throughout our life and they play out in our relationships. So it's very important to really heal that so that this false mask, I wouldn't even say false mask, but energy of this energy of really not committing ourselves to what we feel passionate to. We're like not putting that 100% in because we're still healing. Okay. Now, if you guys are, that was for singles and dating. If you guys are in committed relationships, I feel like one person is just super deceptive and the other person is super passionate. And maybe both of you guys have to heal some things from your childhood. Um, One energy, they're not who they say they are, Taurus. I mean, they really do have to heal from a root, like the from the root, not from like reading a book today and that's it, or watching a YouTube on, healing and that's it. No, like really getting to the root. And sometimes the root is going back to our childhood to see like what happened, why do we act the way we do that really interferes with like the passions that we have for other people. Because I see that your partner is really trying to make strides to keep the passion burning in the relationship, or you might be making strides to make passion in a relationship, but again, someone is just super unfaithful. Um, I see that too. And they really do that unfaithfulness can stem from like seeing their parents being very unfaithful. um, but they have a lot. You or them could be having a lot of passions for each other. So let's just pull some tarot here to see what spirit has to say. Excuse me. Bear with me. I'm like getting over a cold. I'm so sorry, y'all. Yeah. So secrets came out. The secrets that you don't know about just yet. Okay. Somebody could even. Well, let me just pull out the rest of the energies here. Spirit. Spirit, what are the rest of Taurus's messages here? Love messages for Tauruses for the rest of March 2019. Spirit, what are Taurus's messages for the rest of March? Okay, and then we have your own energy popping out. So we have two additional messages here, and the Knight of Swords here. So there's something that needs to just be cut out with willpower. Something with willpower, with dutifulness, with courageous. Also with that energy we have with the Knight of Swords. It's just interesting. Someone has to just to pay attention. Something has to be paid attention, making right judgments. Okay, because with the Hierophant, that's all about. It could be secret knowledge. There'd be, you know, it's a spirituality thing. It's a ethical, ethical values and guidance and mentor. So this person walks with like ethics, right? And really making judgments off of your ethics are very important here. Really taking the time out to see from that inner knowledge level, from that spiritual level, from that religious level, what you really do are committed to, what your ethics and your morals are. Really paying attention to them at this moment is very key here. So the energy I see here is that with the moon card in the reverse, there's some sort of sacrifice. I always look at that energy. I see Pisces energy here twice. So you could have Pisces in your natal chart, or this is someone that you could be interested in. Um, but for the most part, weathering the storms, I see it in my spirit. Looking to weather the storms, coming at a sacrifice. You might be leaving a relationship behind and starting up a new one with this uh Ace of Cups. With this Ace of Cups, they're very mature, they're very nurturing, loving, they're spiritually nourishing you. But you quickly find out that it might be stagnation that's attached to this new love offer. This love offer has some sort of inertia happen. It was playing its course and then it just stopped. Or this is an energy that you have to be very mindful of the decisions that you're making, because with the Two of Pentacles here, there's this juggling of two people. Okay, and that's where maybe the deception is coming from. You're juggling two relationships, two people, and with these two energies that came out as extra, again, pay attention to your ethics, pay attention to what really is moral here. And juggling two people, you know for some people that's deception. That's very deceptive, and that could be coming from a place of seeing that when you were growing up. Now with the ace of, and this could be vice versa, this is the energy that your relationships could be, this is your partner or this is you, whatever the case is for you guys. Now, again, somebody could have found out that you're juggling two people and they move on. They say, okay, I'm going to cut this out. I need new goals and accomplishments in my life, because there could be a delay on creating this new goal, this new attainment, this new challenge. And someone, you or them, have to go into the deep, deep, deep end of your spirit of whom you are. And you're very highly intuitive. You're very, very intuitive. But there's a lesson that's not being learned. This is the cycle that keeps creating over and over and over again. So if this is you, Taurus, it seems as though that you're going in these cycles over and over again with relationships where it's like this, you really do have, you weather the storms by really being loving and compassionate and loving with them, but it's stagnation because someone is juggling. Okay, two people, two situations. The deception here, they're definitely juggling two people. Okay, and really paying attention, and being very perceptive to your morals here. Is that what your morals are? If that's what your morals are, hey, I'm not here to judge. But if that's not aligned with your morals, it is time to get very clear, right? With this mental and swords energy. Be very mental of what is causing your delay in love. Some of you guys are carrying weight from your past that's giving a delay in getting new love being brought in your life. If you're single, this is very much so the same case. It's time to really use your intuition, using that intuition and really seeing what path you would choose to take, because with the wheel of fortune here in the reverse, it's just fixed energy. Again, I see Taurus energy. This is fixed sign energy here. Taurus, um, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. Okay, so again, that energy of, just being not stubborn, but just not learning to take a new path. You guys are in the same cycle over and over again, and it's time to really just recognize, like, paying attention to your morals, basically. The same concept if this is your relationship with other people and they're juggling two people, and you don't want to leave them, and there's this delay, there's this lack of introspection that has to happen here. There's a level of introspection that has to happen here, because it can cause, again, some frustration, some delays, even some fears of like moving on. So let me clarify these energies here for y'all. The Knight of Swords coming out again. So again, being very perceptive, paying attention, really starting to pay attention. So I was actually going to put that here. That came out first. So yeah, you could be dealing with a Virgo, or you could just be dealing with someone who is not, they just refuse to grow up. They're not growing up, guys. I'm just sorry to tell you, they're not in that capacity to really give you the love that you really want. They're just not, and they're too emotionally immature to give you the spiritual nourishment that you might be desiring. And you have to be very paying attention to that. There's some sort of sacrifice that has to be made. And that might be like really leaving somebody behind. You got the death card that's clarifying the death card in the reverse. Like what? So basically, what you think is stagnation really isn't. It's time to cut this stagnation away, really moving away from stagnation because there's victories here. Okay? When you actually make a choice and a decision, there are a lot of victories that come with that. Okay? A lot of victories. It's hard to let someone go, you know? It really is. Um, they could be deceptive. Again, it's a they're yeah, with this page of cups here and with this ace of swords, there could be this new when you actually align yourself, right? If you literally cut this energy out, someone who's just not able to give you that emotional love that you might be really desiring, and you're starting to pay attention to that because they're not learning their own lessons in life. They're not able to really have high wisdom, really venture off into their self and really find this getting really great sound advice from like a higher end. With the hermit, that's also about someone just very hostile, very they have a high hostility towards life. They're not compassionate. They're very distrustful. Okay, but for the most part they're not compassionate. Okay, they really have this they're just not learning their lessons in life, okay guys. So I think you guys really are just venturing off to find something new. You just are. They're just refusing to grow up, and it's time to and it might be with again I see Scorpio energy twice, so you could be moving on with the Scorpio. You might be moving on with the Scorpio. Um, and for the most part, I feel like you guys are juggling both of them. You might not leave them, this other individual, totally, but I think you do make a decision with this Ace of Swords and this Page of Cups here. I feel like you just start to realize like the decision that you will make is going to be a little bit more loving and compassionate. I see cups here, so I see this love offer that can really be amazing for you guys. The things that you do want out of a relationship, spiritual nourishment, emotional nourishment. This hermit in the reverse, they just don't know how to be compassionate. They're not emotionally available because they don't know how to tap into their emotions is what I'm feeling. They don't know how to be sensitive or emotionally sensitive to you. The Empress coming out here. Wow, beautiful. So you should start seeing that these delays are actually creations from the divine. Yeah, and you just start working on yourself through. Oh my God! Yes, 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 and yes, yes, honey. Okay. Tauruses, you gotta know again. You gotta pay attention. The Knight of Swords is here for a reason. You gotta pay attention to harmony. What gives you serenity? What gives you creative inspiration? Generosity, proper management, or I'm sorry, not proper management, proper measurement, right? Um, the Empress here is like just super beautiful because they're fertile, they're abundant, they have a lot of creativity, they're imaginative, they're just all of these different things. And stemming from this three of wands here in the reverse, usually with the three of wands, in my opinion, there's this level of delay. Someone isn't really they have like a lot of pride, right? They have a lot of pride. Or this is just someone who's not really introspecting their life. Okay? This is someone who's not introspecting their life at all. So again, they don't realize that they are this Empress energy or that you are this Empress energy. You have the creativity, you have the power, you have the abundance to do so. I feel like you guys are really working really hard to really manifest something intuitively because you are tired of being in the same cycles. You're just tired of the same thing going over and over and again. And with the temperance clarifying that you're ready for balance. Look at the chalices here. Again, I see, yeah, guys. I see that someone, okay, how this is playing out for me is that someone doesn't know how to love you in a compassionate, loving, spiritual, emotional way. And you want to cut it off, but you really don't want to cut it off. So you might be juggling two people. You really do. And it's a success because one person could be offering you one part of themselves and another person could be offering another part of yourself. But I think throughout time, you might just pick that one person that gives you that love offering. Okay. But it is time to introspect and work hard on what you truly want to manifest in this world. Because, and again, paying attention to what your morals, what you truly want out of your spirit here. And sacrifices do have to be made. Sacrifices have to be made here, guys. And it might be leaving someone behind just so that you can have more passions in your life. I see your passions more on the spiritual and emotional end here. But you juggling two people is definitely deceptive. Definitely deceptive. Or that's them doing that to you. And again, this is vice versa energy. So this could be them, your relationship. If you guys are single and dating, you guys got to cut something out of your life that's not benefiting your spirit. Really growing up. Don't let your pride and arrogance or anything that you feel like is stubborn get in the way of manifesting something super abundant and harmonizing and creative and fertile and mastering yourself while doing that. Like really letting go of pride and arrogance and the things that and the refusing of to grow up and not realizing it's important to be there, um being compassionate and being loving, and because I don't see that being you though. I don't know why I'm picking up this is someone else, because Taurus is, you're coming up in the upright in your own reading. So I don't feel like this is you. I feel like this is a situation where you really you really just want to be happy, but the person that you might be with doesn't offer that type of love that you are really desiring and what you're really passionate about. If you're single, this has everything to do with healing childhood trauma, the stuff that we wasn't supposed to see in our life, so that we can, oh, okay, so that we're able to really find these new beautiful paths. Like you have two new energies that can possibly come in if you're single, that could really offer you a token of beautiful love, but some immature things that have to be left behind. Okay? Really, really be mindful of that. So these three just jumped out. So the first one, we have conflict. It's not surprising. I see the two of pentacles here. There's conflict, heart healing, and we have joy. I love it. Guys, it's a time to really see that this relationship that you're in is conflicting. And the reason why is because you're trying to hold on to something that needs to be let go of. And that's interesting saying that to this Taurus. I have Taurus rising, so I'm basically talking to myself too. But for anybody who have Taurus in their chart, again, you coming up in your own energy with the Hierophant, you're holding on to somebody that needs to be let go. They just aren't growing up. They're not getting the messages. They can't love you in the passionate, loving way that you really want. Um, and at this point, you're looking to like really juggle two people because you probably talked to them a gazillion times about it, but they're just not picking up on it. It's just a lot of conflict, a lot of back and forth. They're not intuitive like you, Taurus. They're just not, sweetie. They're not spiritually inclined as you. I see you as the I'm so sorry, the Empress and the High Priestess coming out. You guys are great manifestors. You guys have a deep, profound spirit, but you have to be very paying attention to the things that you have to be aware of. Be aware of your intuition here because it's very, very important to bring heart healing to the matter. Healing your heart. Healing your heart meaning don't just settle for someone who doesn't have your heart. It doesn't bring you the passion that you really desire. And again, with the joy energy popping out, they don't bring you joy. They bring you headaches with this conflict. This is vice versa. If you're a cross watcher, the same concept. They give you headaches. And it has a lot to do with heart healing, also healing family issues. Again, I see heart healing and healing family issues. Healing has to take place within ourselves first. Because that's where, again, we can make the decisions and pay attention to what we hold value in. Our values are usually indicative to what our family structures were in our past. So if we're making decisions based off things that we saw from our past and we haven't healed from it, we're going to be deceptive to anybody. We're going to saw like my mom being a pimp. I don't know, just just some random example. Say like if your mom was a pimp and she was a madam and she had a bunch of hoes on the strip. You know what I mean? You might grow up thinking that's normal and that's what you do. You got a bunch of hoes on the strip. I don't know. That's a terrible example, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, say if you had a father who just was very, very deceptive to your mother, and you grow up seeing that, and then now you're in your adulthood, and now this is the cycle that keep coming out. You're not really being offered that love energy because there's a lot of things that are being played out from your past, and it's time to really heal it to bring joy in. Okay, so balancing all of that out is very key here. So let's get into a universe has your back. We have one that popped out. And it says, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Boom. I just said that. You guys are manifestors. You are manifestors of your own reality. Okay? Whatever that you start healing, the conflicts, killing them, dying them out, making a sacrifice of maybe leaving some things that are no longer serving you. Again, your Taurus energy, be very recognizable that you guys are very possessional. You like people in your possession. This isn't the time to be possessional because even that possession that you have, you're not even satisfied with. You're not. You're just not. So why hold that in possession when you are really aching and yearning for this beautiful love energy to come in, okay? So that is the message I have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.